Also incorporated in the budget are reductions to some of our language services at VOA, RFERL, and RFA, in part through efforts to restructure operations or reduce or end duplication. There is an elimination of a limited number of language services also incorporated into the budget. Reductions and increases in the budget request are in line with the goals and implementation criteria of the BBG strategic plan, which seeks efficiencies and eliminates redundancies wherever possible while maintaining and enhancing services to our audiences around the world. BBG strategic priorities track foreign policy imperatives and country or regional political and media variables. The FY 2013 budget request addresses duplication in BBG broadcasts. The Board's new strategic vision seeks to consolidate broadcasts in areas where multiple networks serve the same market so that the BBG's limited resources can achieve maximum impact. As I previously indicated, further details on the President's FY 2013 budget for the BBG can be found on the BBG website.
Thank you. I now invite IBB Director Dick Lobo. Excuse me. Sorry, Victor.
To follow up on what Mrs. Bueller discussed, she did mention the elimination of certain language services, which is recommended in the budget, one of which we've received numerous, or at least I have, emails about in communication, namely the Tibetan language service, which we discussed earlier today.
You're absolutely correct in bringing this up, Governor Ash. Thank you.
And let me say to those, if you're watching, who've sent emails to me, I would gladly answer you. I actually would, but you've sent me an email that's not answerable. I'm not a computer savvy guy the way my son is, but it gets returned to me, and somebody else could probably say. So if you're using the right email address, I am getting it, but it's the identical message each one, and that doesn't matter. But if you would send it to me in a form where it's answerable, I will actually respond. If you would give your city of residence, that would help me, or tell me something about yourself. It just would personalize it a little, as opposed to just a name of one of 300 million Americans who feel strongly about it. Secondly, in our discussion, what we said was because of the response we've received, I think a number of governors are willing to take a second look at this, and it's our thought, my recommendation, and others may agree, that the Strategy and Budget Committee should look at this issue as it relates to Tibetan language service and see whether we think the idea should continue, or the idea, frankly, should be dropped or modified or some change made. And so for those of you who feel the Tibetan language service should continue, I think my message is it's still under consideration in terms of the board's attitude. Well, the board hadn't really moved on it yet, because the Strategy and Budget Committee will look at it and come back with a recommendation.
Just a clarification, Governor, we're not eliminating the Tibetan language service. It's scheduled. It's recommended for a reduction. Right. And just to clarify the record.
And that's true. It is a reduction, but obviously the comments would oppose the reduction, and certainly,
correct,
I guess, even more strongly oppose elimination. There are those who feel the reduction is step 1 to an elimination, but I think that would be a mistake, and that's not what's in the budget on that. But Mrs. Bueller is reporting the facts, and if you don't like what she's reporting, don't shoot her. She's just reporting what she's hired on to report.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So